Welcome to Animania Chronicles, where we dive deep into the captivating worlds of anime, dissecting stories, unraveling characters, and sharing our passion for all things animated. Welcome back to part 2 of our review on the Eminence in Shadow. In this episode, we'll dive deeper into Sid's journey as he adjusts to life without the girls and continues his mission against the cult of Diablos. Join us as we explore the twists and turns of Sid's new reality and the challenges he faces along the way. Following that, he decided to continue being the Eminence of Shadow, even if he doesn't have a team. When he arrived in the royal capital of the Migger Kingdom, he looked around the city. He was 15 years old and was forced to go to the Migger Black Knight Academy. Furthermore, she thought that he was a background character and he acted like one in order to lead a normal life. Then he went to school with his friends Hayo and Johnny on the train. Hayo complained that they weren't allowed to live in the dorms on campus like the upper kids. Meanwhile, she was proud that he behaved perfectly like a background character. His friends forced him to confess his love to a girl. He was willing to be dumped because that's the typical life of a background character. Then they went to school and they saw that a boy was dumped by Princess Alexia when he confessed his love. Suddenly, his friends wished him good luck and he practiced to get the perfect background character performance. In the evening, she began to blush in front of her and he confessed his love to Princess Alexia. He behaved like a weirdo and he was proud of his embarrassing performance. Unfortunately, she accepted his confession of love and she was confused that she agreed to the relationship. The following day, all students found out that Alexia was in a relationship with an ordinary guy. They showed him all their side eyes and his friends were jealous that he got a girlfriend. She didn't want to have a relationship at all and Alexia showed up suddenly. She was sitting next to Sheed and she was being served royal dishes at lunch. She said she could never finish everything and Sheed offered to help her finish all the dishes. So he behaved rudely to get her to break up with him, but she asked him to study royal bush and fencing with her. He couldn't refuse her offer and he accepted to go to the same class with her. Sheed was later allowed to train in the higher fencing class and he was aware that Mr. Zenin was a very capable instructor. Then he was introduced and Zenin wondered how strong the new student was. A short time later, class began and she analyzed Alexia's fighting techniques. He noticed that she makes very precise and few unnecessary movements. In addition, he remembered that she prepared very well for the fight. He liked her fighting style and knew that her big sister is famous for her wild fighting style. In the afternoon, the class ended and Alexia praised his fencing style, but she also hated his style. Alexia told Zenon about her boyfriend and she understood that she accepted his love confession because she wanted to use it to annoy her marriage candidate. He later found out that Alexia didn't want to be engaged to Zenin and that's why he became her boyfriend. She said that she knew that she'd only confessed his love to her because he lost a bet. As a result, he was forced to continue playing her boyfriend until Zenin gave up on her. He said it would end up badly, but she bribed him with money. Suddenly, he accepted the conditions to continue playing her boyfriend and he became her dog because he needed money for his plan to be a superhero in the shadows. At that moment, he became Princess Alexia's dog and she named him Poi. In the following days, he decided to have a romantic relationship with Alexia and many boys were jealous of him. In addition, everyone only noticed Princess Alexia and he was able to continue playing his role as a background boyfriend character. On the train, Alexia was frustrated and she wasn't interested in her problems at all. Afterwards, they were in the center of the capital and went for ice cream. She wondered why she didn't want to marry Zenin, and he learned that Zenin only pretends to be a perfect man. Then Alexia said that she doesn't judge people based on surface but on flaws, and that she can tolerate Zenin for these reasons. She was interested in Zenin's flaws, and she thanked Sheed for listening to her problems. 2 more weeks passed, and Alexia said that his fencing style is a mystery to her. He noticed that her fencing style was different than usual, and she told him that she was trying to become as strong as her sister. Then she said she hates her fencing style because it's similar to hers. The reason for this was that her fencing style didn't match her sister's talent. She cheered her up and said that her fencing style is boring but very beautiful. Suddenly, Alexia became angry and the train stopped. She said goodbye to him and got off the train. After that day, the relationship ended and his friends tried to cheer him up. They wanted to know about his love life, but he said they never even kissed. Following this, he was surrounded by Zenin and 2 other knights of the Night Order. They accused him of kidnapping Princess Alexia and asked him to cooperate. She'd understood that he had a big problem and he surrendered. Then Alexia woke up and she was tied up with magic ceiling chains. She looked around and thought that she might be the culprit. Suddenly, she heard a noise and discovered a mutated monster. Afterwards, a crazy scientist appeared who planned to take royal blood. He ignored Princess Alexia's question and took her blood. He said that the demon will be resurrected in the modern world, and he smiled devilishly. Meanwhile, she was interrogated and tortured by knights because they suspected him of being the culprit. She was beaten up and he was happy because he was treated like a background character. As a result, he performed a perfect NPC show and the knights looked down on him. She was bored and wondered how long they wanted to continue. After that, Alexia still wasn't found and the scientists planned to take more blood from her. She said not to take too much blood because she doesn't want to die. Then the scientist complained that his lab was being taken away from him, and he yelled. Suddenly, he stepped on the mutant girl and Alexia reminded him that he planned to take her blood. The scientist got a bowl of oatmeal and fed Alexia. She almost suffocated and the mutated girl washed her. In the days that followed, Princess Iris thanked Zenon for helping her with the investigation. Zenon was confident that they would find Alexia. Following this, Zenon reported that she was unlikely to be the kidnapper and he believed him to be innocent. Then Zenon said that all students are under lockdown and Iris heard a commotion. The reason for this was that Claire wanted to save her little brother and cause problems. Meanwhile, Iris was wondering why her little sister had distanced herself from her. In the following days, we see Alexia and her spirit was broken by the loss of blood. Meanwhile, she was released and allowed to go home. She was able to heal his wounds immediately, but he didn't because it wouldn't be consistent with the behavior of a background character. Then he got off the train and a girl whispered a message to him. When he arrived in his room, Alpha was waiting for him. She gave him a cheeseburger and heard he was in trouble. She knew that the girls had mostly normal lives, but he was grateful that they were still playing with him sometimes. Afterwards, Alpha reported to him that the cult of Diablos had kidnapped Alexia. He was surprised that she was still alive. Then Alpha said that after the case is solved, he asked to take her out for burgers. Before Alpha left the room, she asked if she could eliminate the knights shadowing him. She'd said that she should just do her job and ignore the knights. Later, we see Alexia trying with her last strength to whisper something to the mutant girl. A few days passed, and she planned to celebrate this special day with an expensive wine. The reason for this was that after all the hard work, he had his Eminence and Shadow collection complete. Then he waited for Beta to arrive at his room at night. Beta saw his room, and he said that the time of the world of shadows has come. Beta played along. However, she reported to Shadow about the new members, and he was shocked that he had over 100 followers. Among them, he was then told that the commanders had located Princess Alexia's whereabouts. She'd stopped her, and he showed Beta a letter. So he said he will take care of the problem, and the world is theirs tonight. Later, he left his apartment and two knights made fun of him. They planned to beat up Sheed, but their dead comrades appeared behind them. Suddenly, they were attacked and Sheed punished them because he wanted to take revenge on them. He transformed into Shadow, and Beta admired her strong leader. Meanwhile, Delta and the other commanders began eliminating the corrupt knights, and Alpha watched the enemies from a rooftop. Princess Iris was informed that a mysterious group was attacking, and she wondered what was happening in the city. Then Alexia talked to the mutant girl, and the crazy scientist appeared again. He planned to awaken Diablos, and he injected the mutant girl with a mixture. Unfortunately, the monster was not an X-Men member, and the mutant wiped out the scientist. Suddenly, she freed Princess Alexia, but the mutant lost control of her body. As a result, the mutant girl began to riot. Alexia was surprised that she had survived, but the main entrance was blocked. While looking for an exit, she met Zenon. He replied that the facility was his, and Alexia was angry because he kidnapped her. Zenon explained to her that he needed her blood to revive the devil Diablos, and he was attacked by Alexia. Unfortunately, she couldn't defeat him, but she managed to inflict a gash on him. Zenon was not impressed, and he showed her that she has no chance against him. Additionally, he said that she will never be as strong as her big sister. Out of nowhere, Shadow appeared, and they were surprised to see a man dressed in black. Following this, Zenon looked down on Shadow, and he told him that he is a core member of the cult. He was confident of winning against Shadow and said that he will eliminate Shadow and show him true power. However, Shadow was attacked by Zenin and he caused an explosion. Shadow dodged his attack with ease and he asked him about the course 4 members of the cult. Then we see Knights of the Kingdom Midgar and they tried to stop a monster who attacked the capital. But their attacks had no effect and they didn't know how they can defeat the strong enemy. Then we see Iris and she was on her way to fight the monster. Iris jumped on the monster and she managed to cut off one of the monster's arms. Suddenly, the monster's body regenerated and they were shocked that Iris's attack didn't work. So, Iris began to prepare a stronger attack and she cut off another arm. The monster was thrown against a wall, but she survived her powerful attacks. Iris then increased her power and attacked the monster with a finishing move. Iris planned to eliminate the monster, but Alpha appeared out of nowhere. She said that her attacks tormented the creature, and she decided to put the monster out of her misery. Alpha ended the monster's life with a powerful magic attack that caused a huge explosion. Meanwhile, Iris was shocked by Alpha's explosive power. Suddenly, the monster turned back into a girl, and Alpha found a necklace with her family's picture on it. Alpha told Iris that they were Shadow Garden and warned Iris not to get in the way of their organization. Then Alpha disappeared, and Iris desperately searched for her little sister. Following this, we see Shadow fighting against his opponent. His enemy tried to defeat Shadow with a large amount of magical energy. Shadow blocked all of his attacks, and he ate up his sword blows like 3 Happy Meals ordered from McDonald's. Then he showed Zenin that he was no match for him, and his opponent became angry. They exchanged countless sword blows, and Princess Alexia was amazed by his beautiful fencing style. In that short moment, she realized that their fencing styles are similar, and she was amazed by him. That's it for today. Stay tuned for part 3 of our The Eminence in Shadow review series. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the vast realms of anime. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more thrilling reviews and discussions. Until next time, keep exploring the boundless wonders of anime with us.